Roll the past Tendo clip. What could be the final reason for Tomodachi Life's lack of a presence on the Switch? It's still on its way. Ignore that last part. Okay. I needed to talk about this more. I thought that the little bit I did at the end of the reaction video was going to suffice. It did not. It does not suffice. I went to 2 errands. I left for like hours to go do stuff, and then I came back and I sat down and everything just hit me all over again. It was like it just got revealed again. New Tomodachi Life for the first time in 11 years. What is happening? Everything is coming back. Like, this direct was cool because, like, Rhythm Heaven, Tomodachi Life, like, all I've wanted from the latter years of the Switch's life are just, like, franchises coming back. Because that's been my whole thing. Ever since, like, we got, like, midway through the Switch, I've been saying, like, okay, Nintendo is presented with such a unique opportunity here. They have this system that could literally go on to become the best-selling system of all time, if not, you know, worst comes to worst, second place. Like, it is very unlikely that they will hit a success of this measure anytime in the near future. Like, even though the Switch 2, I'm sure, will be successful, this level of success, this is like, I don't know, this doesn't happen every other day, right? So, like, the whole thing is just like, okay, Nintendo, use this as a boost. Bring all of your franchises here, and just, like, you have a hungry audience that's just like waiting for things. You can sell them on things that they might not have been sold on prior. Mind you, obviously Tomodachi Life was one of the most successful 3DS games, but I'm just saying, like, bring everything. That's the whole point. Bring everything. And they brought Tomodachi Life, man. Like, it's real. It's a thing that exists, and I'm watching the trailer again while I'm recording this, and it looks so nice. Here's the thing. And, you know, if you couldn't tell, this is one of those post-direct rambling videos, and it's extra rambly because it's Tomodachi Life. But here's the thing, I feel like I never really questioned what a true HD Tomodachi Life would look like, right? Because, like, when you're going from handheld to Switch, obviously, or 3DS to Switch, that's obviously a huge jump. We've seen a lot of other franchises, like Animal Crossing take it. I mean, we had, like, Amiibo Festival and stuff to show us HD Animal Crossing, but whatever, like, you get the point. The question of HD Tomodachi Life wasn't really just one of, like, visual fidelity and like quality, but it was also just like, okay, what does a more ambitious version of Tomodachi Life look like? And that's something I was sort of struggling to fully figure out. Like, I was like, okay, obviously it would be prettier. You know, we had Miitopia for reference, but even that, you know, that was just like a remaster. So, like, obviously that wasn't going to be the height of what a Mii-based game could look like. It was like, okay, it's going to look prettier. It's but, like, it's Tomodachi Life. Like, how do you really take that to the next level? And then just, like, watching it, like, it feels like they did it. Like, the scope just feels so much bigger. It's not just like the apartment. I mean, obviously, in the 3DS version of Tomodachi Life, it wasn't just the apartments either. You had all of these, like, different locations that your Miis could go to, but, like, they were very contained, you know? Like, your Mii goes to the park, and then, you know, they're in a very specific portion of the park where they can play Frisbee, or your Mii goes to, goes to the theme park, and, you know, it's just, like, a shot of them on the roller coaster going, like, whee, you know? Like, there wasn't really much beyond that. But now, looking at it, like, the Miis just, like, navigate on their own. Like, they're just, like, walking around this island, and it's, like, huge. Like, watching it, they're just, like, obviously, like, you have all the classic, you have, like, the dancing, like, the arguing and stuff like that. But the way, like, the camera's just panning around, and you have, like that one shot of, like, of that one person sleeping on the bench, that one woman, like, working out, and then the other person in the back just, like, walking around and, like, watching it happen. Like, something about that, it just feels so much bigger. And that's something that Nintendo's been so good at in terms of, like, upgrading games. It's, like, not just the visual fidelity thing. It's also just, like, increasing the ambition of the game, which is something that makes the Switch 2 era so exciting, because, like, the leap in power, it's not just gonna be like games look a lot better now, it's gonna be like games can do things that they couldn't do before, which was obviously, like, most obvious with Mario Kart, whatever it is, 9, 10, X, whatever you want to call it, no one agrees. But, like, the fact that obviously the main thing in that showing, the minor showing that we've had so far, we're gonna get more next week, second Nintendo Direct next week, that's crazy. But the minor showing we had so far, the big thing obviously was 24 racers. That was the statement more than the visuals. That was the big, hey, this is next gen, we could not do this before. And I'm not saying that, like, Tomodachi Life is like a next gen experience. Like, obviously it being on the Switch and as late as 2026 is them recognizing the fact that like this didn't need to be like a big Switch 2 push. Like this didn't need to be Tomodachi Life 4K. This didn't need to have like some crazy mouse-based features. This just needed to be. And obviously playing it on the Switch 2 is backwards compatible, you can still play it. But like them recognizing that like no, like this is sufficient for Tomodachi Life, and then just like bringing it here, but still creating like such an upgrade. Like it's staggering. It's like oh man, and it's what was other stuff to talk about. There's something more specific I want to talk about it later, but like there's other little things I want to talk about. The Miis themselves just like look amazing. Like this is the best Miis I've ever looked in multiple ways. Obviously, just like in terms of aesthetic, like the art style here, very nice. Feels very Tomodachi Life, and very unique for a Mii game. Like we haven't really gotten this sort of it's this sort of like lineless aesthetic. I don't even know what to really I mean, the 3D models like lineless doi, but like like this very clean aesthetic that I don't think we've really seen with Miis before. Very unique, but then also just like the Miis themselves. It's tough to say. Like I don't want to jump the gun and say that instantly that it's Miitopia customization integrated. Because it could just be taking elements from that and like applying them to like the main Mii Maker system, like without doing like the whole makeup thing. It's tough to say, but there's definitely a lot of like of elements reminiscent of the Miitopia Maker. For instance, you have partial like hair dye, you have like these long braids that you didn't have before, but then there's also just like other upgrades to Miis that make me so happy. Like this one guy who's just like watching the old guy just like break it down has black textured hair. I could use that, right? I could actually put that on my Mii. And that's the thing with the sports mates, right? Like people made a lot of good points. Like even though rag on the sports mates because they're sports mates, like kind of gotta. But like people made a lot of good points in regards to like diversity. Like hey, it's actually nice that we have an avatar that offers some more like diverse options for it's a character creator, so it should. And I definitely agreed on that front, but like my whole thing was also like Miis are like unique enough, or like not unique, but like Miis have enough potential that like you can also take all of these additional features and just like implement them into Miis, and like do so in like the standard fashion. Like it doesn't have to be like a game exclusive thing. Like they could just upgrade the way Miis are, and this seems like they're taking this avenue to do that because like we're seeing levels of Mii customization here that like. They're not like making, I don't know, like Sans Undertale out of a Mii, right? But like it's just like other things that like add even more personalization to them. I'm just now looking in the background again, and yeah, like that black lady in the background also has some new black hair. That's awesome, right? That's a really cool thing. They're just giving Miis even more, and that's here's the main thing I want to talk about, right? Mii de-emphasization. We've talked about that a lot. If you haven't heard it, you've seen it. Throughout the Switch era, Miis were lesser, right? That's something we've all observed. To be fair, like it's understandable to an extent. They were never gonna, and I don't think they will ever have like Wii era prevalence again. But they weren't gonna have, Nintendo was coming off the heels of the Wii U. The Switch's whole thing was like we're fresh, we're new. Obviously, I think they took it too far in certain regards, and like Miis were an instance where they definitely did, where it's like, okay, Miis are like very inherently tied to the Wii branding, so it's like we're not going to do a bunch of Mii stuff. But now, it seems like we're doing Mii stuff, and like this is a very exciting time for it to happen because if we're seeing like Mii emphasization die right here, like right now, we're heading into a new era, man. What can Miis accomplish on Switch 2 when we're seeing their grand return right now? Because here's the thing. We haven't had a Mii game since Miitopia, and like not that Miitopia, the old Miitopia, like 2016? Like that was the Miitopia on Switch was just a remaster. It wasn't a new game. Obviously it had some cool new things, but like it was not Nintendo wasn't putting in the cost and the time and the effort to make a whole new Mii project, right? Now they are. This is the first time since then. This is the first time in the Switch era that they're doing it. Like they're recognizing the implicit value of Miis that Miis hold as a brand and that Miis hold to us. Like it feels like they're recognizing. It reminds me of like the sort of turnaround that Mario also had this era, where like we were sort of in that bit of a creative drought for Mario, and then like kind of like this post-movie era Not that the movie was like the epitome of creativity or anything, but like in this post-movie era, we have like the RPGs returning, we have like Wonder and stuff. Like it's very much seems like they're more involved in or more interested in doing wacky creative things with Mario instead of playing it safe, right? It feels like something similar is going on for Mies, which is why this feels so much bigger. It's not just Tomodachi Life 3 or whatever, right? It's a turnaround for how Mies are going to be handled, and it's such an exciting turnaround to have as we head into a new era, man. Like, this, back to less important things, I guess, or just like regular analysis things. I'm so interested in the setting of Tomodachi Life, living the dream, which, I'm actually not like so sure how I feel about the title yet, but like, completely minor, it does not matter at all. Like, who cares, all hail the Virtual Boy. Like, the setting is super interesting because obviously Tomodachi Life, you have like the Mii apartments or whatever as like your main hub to access. But here it looks like just like everyone has like their own little like house or like cottage or something is certainly the vibe right now. And like we see a brief like pan across the island at the end, and like it looks like it's gonna be long, which makes me think that like everyone's just gonna have and it makes me wonder how that's gonna be for character interaction, but also like that's another scale thing, right? Like that's another thing where it's like, okay, this is like way bigger. Like we could not do this on the 3DS. We could not give everyone like their own little house or whatever on the 3DS. I'm not turning this into analysis because I'm not an analysis guy most of the time. I'm literally just like watching this on my phone while I'm recording. I'm trying to like figure out what everything is. Like it looks like there's like a customization shop. There's like the pawn shop again. Food place. Is that like me? Yep, Me News is back, obviously. Excited for that. Got the interior design place, it looks like, clothing store. Bro, we're so back. We are so back, man. We won. I don't even. I've got like a big video, like a direct based video coming out in like the next couple days, and I don't even know. Like I'm gonna be so. Tomodachi Life is carrying this one so hard. I still need to get into Rhythm Heaven. I'm sure if I was a bigger Rhythm Heaven guy, then like I'd be freaking out over that too. Prime 4 is cool, but like Tomodachi Life, man, like this is this is insane. Yeah, man, we won. We did it. All hail the Virtual Boy.